In the kingdom of Herein, there lived a young warrior named Kale, whose courage burned as fiercely as the midday sun. From a tender age, Kale had been trained in the ways of combat, honing his skills with sword and shield until he was unmatched in bravery and strength. But it was not the clash of steel against steel that truly tested Kale's mettle. It was the battle that raged within his own heart, the battle against doubt and fear. For even the bravest of warriors are not immune to the whispers of uncertainty that creep into the mind during times of trial. One fateful day, the kingdom of Herein came under siege by a mighty enemy, a horde of fearsome creatures whose fury knew no bounds. As the people of Herein trembled in fear, Kale stood tall, his resolve unshaken, ready to defend his home with every ounce of strength he possessed. The battle raged on for days, each clash of arms echoing through the land like thunder rolling across the sky. And though Kale fought with all his might, driving back wave after wave of enemies, he could feel doubt gnawing at his spirit like a relentless beast. It was in the darkest hour of the night, when the enemy seemed poised to overwhelm the kingdom, that Kale's courage was put to the ultimate test. Surrounded on all sides, with his comrades falling around him, Kale felt the icy grip of fear tightening around his heart. But then, from the depths of his soul, Kale summoned forth a strength he never knew he possessed, a strength born not of muscles and steel, but of determination and resolve. With a mighty cry that echoed across the battlefield, Kale rallied his remaining comrades, inspiring them to fight on with unwavering courage. And so, with renewed determination, Kale and his companions pushed back against the tide of darkness, driving the enemy back from whence they came. And as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, illuminating the battlefield strewn with the fallen, Kale stood victorious, his spirit unbroken, his courage undimmed. For Kale had learned that true strength is not measured by the might of one's sword or the thickness of one's armor, but by the courage to face life's battles head-on, even in the face of overwhelming odds. And in that moment, Kale knew that he was not just a warrior, he was a beacon of hope, a symbol of courage for all who dared to dream of a brighter tomorrow. In a realm where compassion was valued above all else, there lived a healer renowned for his extraordinary gift of empathy. His name was Uldric, and his heart overflowed with kindness and understanding. One fateful day, a traveler stumbled into Uldric's humble abode, writhing in agony. The traveler's body was plagued by an ailment so severe that even the most skilled healers had turned him away. But Uldric saw beyond the physical pain. He recognized the deeper anguish etched in the traveler's eyes. With a gentle touch and soothing words, Uldric tended to the traveler's wounds, not only with potent herbal remedies but also with the warmth of his compassion. He listened intently as the traveler poured out his tale of sorrow and despair, offering solace and understanding where others had offered only indifference. As days turned into weeks, Uldric continued to care for the traveler, not just as a patient but as a friend. Through his unwavering empathy, Uldric eased the traveler's suffering, not just from the physical affliction but from the loneliness and despair that had plagued his spirit. Word of Uldric's remarkable healing spread far and wide, attracting people from all corners seeking not just a cure for their ailments but also the comfort of his compassionate presence. Uldric welcomed each soul with open arms, embracing their pain as if it were his own and offering healing not just for their bodies but for their troubled hearts. And so, in the realm where compassion reigned supreme, Uldric's legacy endured as a beacon of hope and healing. For he understood that true healing went beyond the mending of flesh and bone. It lay in the boundless depths of empathy and compassion, where every soul could find solace and renewal. In a secluded monastery nestled amidst mist-covered mountains, there lived a humble monk named Hero. His days were spent in quiet contemplation, his mind attuned to the gentle rhythm of breath, as he sought to cultivate the virtues of patience and mindfulness through the practice of meditation. Each morning, before the first light of dawn, Hero would rise from his simple mat and make his way to the meditation hall, where he would sit in stillness, his gaze fixed upon the flickering flame of a single candle. With each inhale and exhale, he let go of the worries and distractions that clouded his mind, allowing himself to be fully present in the moment. But it was not just the act of sitting in silence that tested Hero's patience. It was the endless parade of thoughts and emotions that clamored for his attention, pulling him away from the peaceful sanctuary of the present moment. Yet, with each passing day, Hero learned to greet these distractions with a sense of calm and equanimity, allowing them to rise and fade away like clouds drifting across the sky. As the seasons turned and the years passed, Hero's practice deepened, his mind becoming a wellspring of clarity and insight. And though the path of meditation was often fraught with challenges and setbacks, Hero remained steadfast in his commitment to the journey, knowing that true peace could only be found through perseverance and mindfulness. One day, as Hero sat in meditation beneath the shade of a towering oak tree, a weary traveler stumbled upon the monastery, his heart heavy with the burdens of the world. Intrigued by the sense of peace and serenity that emanated from the grounds, the traveler approached Hero and asked, "How is it that you find such patience and mindfulness amidst the chaos of life?" Hero smiled gently, his eyes reflecting the tranquil depths of his soul. "Here in this sacred sanctuary," he replied, "we cultivate patience and mindfulness through the practice of meditation, allowing ourselves to be fully present in each moment, regardless of the storms that rage within and without." Moved by Hero's words, the traveler joined him beneath the oak tree, his heart open to the wisdom that flowed from the monk's lips. And as they sat in silence, listening to the symphony of nature that surrounded them, the traveler felt a sense of peace wash over him, like a gentle rain on parched earth, quenching the thirst of his weary soul. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, and the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Hero and the traveler sat together beneath the oak tree, their spirits united in the timeless embrace of patience and mindfulness. For they knew that in the practice of meditation, they had found not just a path to inner peace, but a journey of self-discovery that would guide them through the trials and tribulations of life with grace and equanimity. In a tranquil valley where the whispers of the wind carried the secrets of the universe, there dwelled a sage named Master Lo, with eyes that gleamed with the light of ancient wisdom and a heart that beat in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Master Lo devoted his days to the pursuit of deep contemplation and profound understanding. High atop a rugged mountain, Master Lo's humble abode overlooked the vast expanse of the valley below, offering him a sanctuary of stillness and solitude in which to delve into the depths of his own being. There, amidst the towering peaks and the gentle rustle of leaves, he sat in silent meditation, his mind like a calm pool reflecting the infinite wisdom of the cosmos. Through the practice of mindfulness and introspection, Master Lo unlocked the secrets of existence, peering beyond the veil of illusion to glimpse the eternal truths that lay hidden beneath. With each passing moment, his understanding grew deeper, his insights more profound, until he became a beacon of wisdom and enlightenment for all who sought his guidance. But Master Lo's wisdom was not confined to the mountaintop, it flowed like a river, reaching out to touch the hearts and minds of all beings, both near and far. From kings and scholars to peasants and wanderers, all who sought the truth found solace in Master Lo's words, guidance in his teachings, and illumination in his presence. One day, a weary traveler climbed the rugged path to Master Lo's mountain retreat, his heart heavy with the burdens of the world. Seeking answers to life's deepest questions, he approached the sage with reverence and humility, eager to drink from the wellspring of wisdom that flowed from Master Lo's lips. With a gentle smile, Master Lo welcomed the traveler into his humble abode, offering him a seat by the crackling fire that warmed the room. In the quiet of the mountain, he shared the fruits of his contemplation with the traveler, guiding him on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. As the traveler listened to Master Lo's words, he felt a sense of peace wash over him, his mind cleared of doubts and fears, his spirit uplifted by the profound truths that resonated within him. And in that moment, he knew that he had found not just a teacher, but a friend, a wise and compassionate guide to accompany him on the path of enlightenment. And though the road ahead may be long and fraught with challenges, the traveler walked it with newfound confidence and clarity. knowing that he carried within him the wisdom of Master Law, a beacon of light to illuminate the darkness and guide him towards the truth. For in the wisdom of the sage, the traveler found not just answers to his questions, but a profound understanding of the nature of existence and the interconnectedness of all things. And though Master Lao's physical form may fade with time, his teachings would endure, a timeless legacy of insight and enlightenment for generations yet to come. In a lush jungle where ancient trees stood tall and rivers flowed with gentle grace, there lived a wise elephant named Ama, with tusks as ivory as the moon's glow and eyes that gleamed with the depths of ancient wisdom. Ama roamed the jungle with a deliberate grace that commanded respect from all who beheld him. Each day, as the sun rose high above the canopy, Ama would embark on his journey through the jungle, his steps measured and purposeful as he navigated the winding paths and hidden clearings that lay hidden amidst the foliage. But amidst his quiet solitude, Ama carried a wisdom that transcended the boundaries of time and space, a wisdom born of patience and mindfulness, of taking deliberate and mindful actions in every aspect of life. One day, as Ama wandered through the jungle, he came upon a family of monkeys gathered beneath the shade of a towering banyan tree, their chattering voices filling the air with a cacophony of sound. Intrigued by their lively antics, Ma approached the monkeys with a gentle smile and settled himself among them, his presence casting a calmness over the frenetic energy of the jungle. As the monkeys chattered and played, Ma observed their actions with keen interest, his wise eyes taking in every detail with a sense of quiet reverence. And as he watched, he noticed how each movement, each gesture was imbued with a sense of purpose and intention, a mindfulness that spoke to the wisdom of the jungle itself. Moved by the monkeys' example, Ma resolved to incorporate their lessons into his own life, to move through the world with the same deliberate grace and mindful awareness, to take each step with purpose and intention, and to approach every challenge with patience and wisdom. And so, with each passing day, Ma embraced the teachings of the jungle, allowing the wisdom of the monkeys to guide him on his journey through life. And though the path may have been long and winding, filled with obstacles and challenges along the way, Ma knew that as long as he remained true to the lessons he had learned, he would always find his way through the jungle, his heart filled with the quiet wisdom of the elephant. Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense forest, there lived a pack of wolves. Among them was a young wolf named Luna, known for her fiery spirit and boundless curiosity. From the moment she opened her eyes to the world, Luna felt a pull to explore the untamed wilderness that surrounded her. But as Luna grew older, she noticed a longing within her pack. They spoke of the safety of their territory, the comfort of their den, and the predictability of their days. Yet, Luna couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to life than the familiar routines of the forest. Driven by her wild instincts, Luna ventured beyond the borders of her pack's territory, eager to discover what lay beyond the safety of the trees. Through towering mountains and rushing rivers, she roamed, her senses alive with the thrill of the unknown. But with each step, Luna encountered new challenges. She faced fierce predators and treacherous terrain, testing her strength and resilience. Yet, she refused to back down, drawing upon the primal power that coursed through her veins. As Luna journeyed deeper into the wilderness, she began to understand the true meaning of her wild nature. She realized that it wasn't just about survival, it was about embracing the untamed spirit that dwelled within her, embracing the strength and resilience that came from living in harmony with the natural world. With newfound courage, Luna returned to her pack, her spirit ablaze with the fire of the wild. She shared her tales of adventure, inspiring her fellow wolves to embrace their own wild instincts and embark on their own journeys of discovery. And so, guided by Luna's fearless leadership, the pack ventured forth into the unknown, their howls echoing through the forest as they embraced the strength of the wolf and embraced the wildness that lay within. For they knew that true power and resilience could only be found by embracing the untamed spirit that dwelled within them all. In a kingdom where the sun kissed the golden plains and the winds whispered secrets through the towering trees, there dwelled a majestic lion named Kale. With a mane as fiery as the setting sun and eyes as fierce as the night sky, Kale roamed the land with grace and power, his roar echoing across the vast savanna. One day, as Kale prowled through the wilderness in search of prey, he stumbled upon a group of frightened animals huddled together in fear. Sensing their distress, Kale approached them with a gentle yet commanding presence, his mane glowing in the light of the rising sun. "Dear creatures of the land," Kale spoke in a voice as deep as the earth itself, "why do you cower in fear? What troubles your hearts on this fine morning?" The animals trembled before the mighty lion, their eyes wide with terror. "O noble lion," they cried, "we are beset by fearsome predators and treacherous terrain. We fear for our lives and the lives of our young. We know not how to face the challenges that lie ahead." Kale listened to their plight with a solemn expression, his heart heavy with compassion for the creatures of the land. But then, with a fierce gleam in his eyes, he raised his head high and let out a resounding roar that shook the earth and pierced the heavens. "Listen to me, dear friends," Kale proclaimed, his voice ringing with strength and courage. "Within each of you lies the spirit of the lion, the spirit of strength, courage, and resilience. Though the path ahead may be fraught with challenges and dangers, fear not, for you possess the power to overcome them." Inspired by Kale's words, the animals felt a surge of courage and determination well up within their hearts. With heads held high and spirits ablaze, they followed the lion into the wilderness, ready to face whatever trials may come their way. From that day forth, Kale became known as the Roaring Lion, a symbol of courage and strength for all who dwelled in the kingdom. And as he roamed the land with his newfound companions by his side, his roar echoed across the savannah, a reminder to all that true courage lies not in the absence of fear, but in the expression of one's innate strength and courage in the face of life's challenges. In the heart of a lush forest, where the leaves whispered secrets and the streams sang melodies, there lived a majestic deer named Celestia. With her coat of softest silver and eyes as gentle as the morning dew, Celestia roamed the forest with grace and kindness. One day, as Celestia wandered through the woods, she stumbled upon a wounded bird lying helpless on the forest floor. Its wing was broken, and it chirped feebly, tears glistening in its eyes. Moved by compassion, Celestia approached the bird and gently lifted it onto her back. With careful steps, she carried the bird to a nearby clearing, where she laid it down gently beneath the shade of a towering oak tree. For days and nights, Celestia remained by the bird's side, tending to its wounds with tender care. She fetched fresh water from the stream and gathered the sweetest berries from the bushes, nourishing the bird back to health with her love and compassion. As the bird's wing healed and its strength returned, it sang songs of gratitude to Celestia, filling the forest with melodies of joy and praise. And though Celestia asked for nothing in return, the bird vowed to repay her kindness in any way it could. One day, as Celestia rested beneath the shade of the oak tree, a group of hunters entered the forest, their eyes gleaming with greed and their arrows poised for the kill. Sensing danger, the bird fluttered its wings and took to the sky, soaring high above the treetops. From her vantage point, the bird spotted the hunters closing in on Celestia, their weapons aimed at her heart. With a cry of alarm, the bird swooped down from the heavens, darting between the trees and distracting the hunters with its graceful flight. Startled by the sudden commotion, the hunters lowered their bows and watched in awe as the bird danced through the air, its wings shimmering in the sunlight like a beacon of hope. Meanwhile, Celestia seized the opportunity to flee deeper into the forest, her hooves pounding against the earth as she raced towards safety. And though her heart was heavy with fear, she knew that the bird's sacrifice had given her a chance to live another day. From that day on, Celestia and the bird became inseparable companions, their bond forged in the fires of adversity and strengthened by the power of compassion. Together, they roamed the forest, spreading kindness and empathy wherever they went, their actions serving as a shining example of the beauty found in caring for all beings, great and small. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and meandering rivers, there lived a kind-hearted baker named Mei. Mei's bakery was famous throughout the land for her delicious rice cakes, which she crafted with love and care using only the finest ingredients. One day, as Mei prepared to bake a batch of rice cakes for the village festival, she found herself feeling overwhelmed by the hustle and bustle of the day. With flour dusting her apron and the aroma of freshly baked bread filling the air, Mei couldn't help but feel a sense of unease creeping into her heart. As Mei kneaded the dough for the rice cakes, her mind raced with thoughts of the tasks that lay ahead and the worries that plagued her mind. Lost in her thoughts, she failed to notice the simple beauty of the present moment, the soft texture of the dough beneath her fingers, the gentle rhythm of her breath as she worked, the warmth of the oven as it hummed softly in the background. Suddenly, Mei was interrupted by a voice calling her name. Looking up, she saw a wise old monk standing in the doorway of her bakery, his eyes twinkling with kindness. "Mei," the monk said, his voice soft yet filled with wisdom, "why do you carry the weight of the world upon your shoulders? Can you not see the beauty and nourishment that surrounds you in this moment?" Startled by the monk's words, Mei paused and took a deep breath, allowing herself to become fully present in the here and now. As she looked around her, she noticed the golden glow of the afternoon sunlight streaming through the windows, the laughter of children playing outside, and the comforting aroma of rice cakes baking in the oven. With a newfound sense of clarity, Mei realized that true nourishment lay not in the worries of the past or the uncertainties of the future, but in the simplicity and beauty of the present moment. She smiled gratefully at the monk, knowing that his words had reminded her of what truly mattered in life. From that day forth, Mei approached her work with a renewed sense of mindfulness and presence, savoring each moment as it unfolded before her. And as she shared her delicious rice cakes with the villagers at the festival, she did so with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit of joy, knowing that in the simplicity of the present moment lay the truest form of nourishment for the soul. Once upon a time, in a serene valley nestled between towering mountains, there stood a tall flagpole adorned with a colorful flag that fluttered in the breeze. At the base of the flagpole sat a wise old monk named Master Zen, his eyes sparkling with insight and his heart attuned to the rhythms of the natural world. One day, as Master Zen sat in quiet meditation beside the flagpole, a gentle breeze began to stir, causing the flag to ripple and dance in the wind. Intrigued by the sight, a young traveler named Mei approached the monk and asked Master Zen, "Why does the wind cause the flag to move?" Master Zen smiled warmly at the traveler, his voice soft yet filled with wisdom. "The wind and the flag are like two dancers in a graceful duet," he explained. Each relies on the other for movement and expression, their relationship one of interdependence and harmony. As Mei watched the flag sway in the breeze, a sense of wonder filled her heart. "But Master Zen," she asked, "which is the true mover, the wind or the flag?" Master Zen chuckled softly, his laughter like the rustling of leaves in the wind. "In truth, there is no true mover," he replied. "The wind moves, the flag moves, both are simply manifestations of the fluid nature of reality, forever intertwined in the dance of existence." With a wave of his hand, Master Zen gestured towards the valley around them, where the trees swayed in rhythm with the wind and the river flowed with effortless grace. "See how all things in nature are interconnected," he said. "Just as the wind and the flag depend on each other for movement, so too do all phenomena rely on the intricate web of interdependence that binds them together." As Mei gazed upon the beauty of the valley, a sense of peace washed over her like a gentle breeze. In that moment, she understood the profound truth that Master Zen had revealed, that all things in the universe are connected, their fates intertwined in the eternal dance of life. From that day forth, Mei approached life with a newfound sense of reverence and appreciation, knowing that in recognizing the interdependence of all things, she could find harmony and joy in the ever-changing flow of reality. And as she journeyed through the world, her heart filled with gratitude for the wind and the flag, for teaching her the most valuable lesson of all, that in embracing the fluid nature of existence, one could find true freedom and peace. In a tranquil village nestled amidst mist-covered mountains, there lived a wise tea master named Emmeline. Emmeline was renowned throughout the land for her skill in the art of tea making, but more importantly, for her profound understanding of the delicate balance between emptiness and form. One day, as Emmeline prepared to host a tea ceremony for travelers passing through the village, she was approached by a curious young apprentice named Lee. With eager eyes and a thirst for knowledge, Lee asked Emmeline to teach him the secrets of the tea and the cup. Smiling kindly at the apprentice, Emmeline agreed, knowing that the lesson she was about to impart went far beyond the mere act of brewing tea. Leading Lee to her humble tea room, she began to explain the essence of emptiness and form. The tea, Emmeline began, holding up a delicate porcelain cup, represents form, the tangible, material aspect of existence. It is shaped by the hands of the potter, fired in the kiln, and adorned with intricate designs. But without emptiness, the space within the cup, its form, would hold no meaning. Lee nodded in understanding as Emmeline continued. "And what of the cup without the tea?" she asked, gesturing towards a steaming kettle on the stove. "It is empty, yet its emptiness gives it purpose. Like the cup, we must learn to embrace emptiness as an integral part of existence, for it is in the space between the forms that true beauty and meaning reside." With these words ringing in his ears, Lee watched as Emmeline carefully prepared the tea, pouring the hot water over the leaves and allowing the fragrant aroma to fill the room. As she poured the tea into the cup, Lee marveled at the way the liquid filled the empty space, transforming it into something more than the sum of its parts. "Remember, Lee," Emmeline said, her voice gentle yet firm, "life is like the tea and the cup. We must learn to recognize the emptiness within the forms, and the forms within the emptiness. Only then can we truly appreciate the beauty and complexity of existence." From that day forth, Lee approached life with a newfound understanding, knowing that emptiness and form were not separate entities, but two sides of the same coin. And as he sipped tea with Emmeline, basking in the warmth of her wisdom and the fragrant aroma of the brew, he whispered a silent thank you to the tea and the cup, for teaching him the most valuable lesson of all, that in embracing emptiness and form, one could find true harmony and peace. Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled amidst rolling hills and whispering forests, there lived a wise sage named Master Jin. Master Jin was known far and wide for his profound wisdom and gentle demeanor, but most of all, for his deep appreciation of the simple joys found in the present moment. One day, as Master Jin sat in meditation beneath the shade of a towering oak tree, he was approached by a curious cat named Chi. Chi, with her sleek fur and bright eyes, had long admired the sage from afar, drawn to his aura of peace and tranquility. "Master Jin," she said, her voice as soft as a whisper, "I have heard tales of your wisdom and sought your guidance. Tell me, how can I find true contentment and happiness in this world?" Master Jin smiled warmly at the cat, his eyes twinkling with kindness. "Contentment, dear Chi, is not found in the pursuit of material wealth or worldly desires," he replied. "True happiness lies in the ability to appreciate the beauty of each moment, no matter how simple or ordinary it may seem." Chi tilted her head in confusion. "But Master Jin," she protested, "how can I find contentment in the present moment when there are so many things to worry about and so many goals to achieve?" Master Jin chuckled softly, his laughter like the tinkling of wind chimes in the breeze. "The present moment is all we truly have, dear Chi," he explained. "Worrying about the past or fretting about the future only robs us of the joy that can be found in the here and now." With a gentle wave of his hand, Master Jin gestured towards the world around them, where sunlight danced through the leaves and birdsong filled the air. "See how the world unfolds before us, moment by moment," he said. "Each breath we take, each step we make, is a gift to be cherished and savored. As she gazed upon the beauty of the world around her, a sense of peace and contentment washed over her like a gentle wave. In that moment, she realized that true happiness was not found in grand achievements or lofty ambitions, but in the simple act of being present and alive. From that day forth, she approached life with a newfound sense of gratitude and appreciation, knowing that the greatest treasures were not found in distant lands or hidden riches, but in the quiet moments of connection and joy that filled each day. And as she curled up beside Master Jin beneath the oak tree, basking in the warmth of the sun and the gentle rustle of the leaves, she whispered a silent thank you to the sage who had taught her the most valuable lesson of all, that true contentment and happiness could be found in the simplicity of the present moment. In a tranquil village nestled by the shimmering waters of a crystal-clear lake, there lived a humble monk named Tenzin. Known for his gentle demeanor and unwavering devotion to the teachings of Buddha, Tenzin spent his days in quiet contemplation, finding solace in the beauty of nature that surrounded him. One crisp morning, as Tenzin strolled along the tranquil shores of the lake, he noticed a fisherman struggling to catch a slippery fish. The fisherman, with furrowed brow and clenched fists, cast his net again and again, only to come up empty-handed each time. Intrigued by the fisherman's plight, Tenzin approached him with a smile. "Greetings, my friend," he said, his voice as soft as the whisper of the wind through the reeds. "Why do you toil so tirelessly, chasing after a single fish?" The fisherman sighed heavily, his shoulders slumped with weariness. "I must catch this fish," he replied, frustration evident in his tone. "Without it, my family will go hungry tonight." Tenzin nodded understandingly, but his gaze was filled with compassion. "Have you considered that perhaps the fish does not wish to be caught?" he suggested gently. "Perhaps there is wisdom in allowing things to unfold naturally, without force or interference." The fisherman frowned, unconvinced by Tenzin's words. "But if I do not catch the fish, who will provide for my family?" he protested. Tenzin smiled serenely, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Trust in the abundance of the universe," he said softly. "Have faith that all things happen in their own time, according to the natural order of things. Release your attachment to the outcome, and you may find that what you seek will come to you of its own accord." With a grateful nod, the fisherman took Tenzin's words to heart and cast his net once more. But this time, instead of struggling against the currents, he surrendered himself to the flow of the water, allowing it to guide his movements with effortless grace. To his astonishment, as the sun began to dip beneath the horizon, the fisherman felt a gentle tug on his line. With steady hands and a heart full of hope, he reeled in his catch, marveling at the size and beauty of the fish that had chosen to grace his net. With tears of gratitude in his eyes, the fisherman turned to Tenzin, who smiled in silent understanding. Together, they shared a moment of quiet reverence for the miracle that had unfolded before them, a testament to the power of non-interference and the wisdom of allowing things to unfold naturally. And as the stars twinkled overhead and the moon cast its silver glow upon the tranquil waters of the lake, Tenzin and the fisherman stood side by side, bound together by the timeless truth that in surrendering to the flow of life, one may find the greatest blessings of all. In a serene garden blooming with vibrant colors and sweet fragrances, there fluttered a butterfly named Emi, with delicate wings painted in hues of azure and amethyst. Emi danced gracefully from flower to flower, savoring the nectar of life with each gentle sip. One day, as Emi rested upon a dew-kissed petal, she found herself lost in a reverie, pondering the nature of existence and the mysteries of the universe. "What is truth?" she wondered aloud, her voice as soft as the rustle of leaves in the breeze. "And how can one distinguish reality from illusion?" Intrigued by May's musings, a wise old turtle named Master Kame approached her with a knowing smile. "Ah, little one," he said, his voice deep and resonant like the echo of distant thunder. "The quest for ultimate truth is a journey as vast and boundless as the sky itself. But like the butterfly that flits from flower to flower, seeking sweetness in each fleeting moment, so too must we embrace the ever-changing tapestry of life with open hearts and open minds. Emiya listened intently, her curiosity piqued by Master Kame's words. But how can we discern truth from illusion amidst the chaos of the world? She asked, her wings quivering with anticipation. Master Kame nodded thoughtfully, his ancient eyes twinkling with wisdom. Consider, dear Emiya, the nature of your own existence, he replied. Are you truly a butterfly dreaming of being a human, or are you a human dreaming of being a butterfly? Perhaps, in the grand scheme of things, both are true and yet neither are true at all. With a flutter of her wings, Emiya pondered Master Kame's words, her mind ablaze with possibility. So, reality is but a reflection of our perceptions, she mused aloud. Master Kame nodded approvingly. Indeed, he said. For just as the surface of the pond mirrors the shifting clouds above, so too does our understanding of the world reflect the ever-changing landscape of our minds. Seek not to grasp at truth, but rather to dance with it as you would with a gentle breeze, embracing the beauty of each moment as it unfolds. And so, inspired by Master Kame's wisdom, Emiya continued her journey through the garden, her heart light, and her spirit soaring like a butterfly on the wind. And though the quest for ultimate truth remained as elusive as the morning mist, Emiya found solace in the knowledge that in embracing the ephemeral beauty of existence, she had discovered a truth far greater than any she could have imagined. In the heart of a vast forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets to the wind and streams danced with the melody of life, there lived a wise old sage named Master Koji. He was known far and wide for his deep understanding of the ways of the world and his ability to impart profound wisdom through simple stories. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky blazed with the colors of twilight, a young traveler named Taro stumbled upon Master Koji's humble abode. Taro had been wandering through the forest, searching for answers to the questions that weighed heavy on his mind. Upon seeing the weary traveler, Master Koji welcomed him with a warm smile and a steaming pot of tea. As they sat by the crackling fire, Taro poured out his troubles to the wise old sage. I have traveled far and wide in search of meaning and purpose, Taro confessed. But no matter where I go or what I do, I find myself haunted by pain and suffering. I long to be free from their grasp. Master Koji listened attentively, his eyes twinkling with understanding. He reached into the folds of his robe and withdrew a simple wooden bow and 2 arrows, one tipped with a sharp iron point, and the other with a dull wooden tip. Oh, my dear Taro, Master Koji said gently, let me share with you the tale of the 2 arrows. Long ago, in a distant kingdom, there lived a skilled archer named Hiro. He was renowned throughout the land for his precision and accuracy with the bow. One day, as Hiro was practicing in the royal gardens, the king approached him with a solemn expression. My dear Hiro, the king said, I have a task of utmost importance for you. A fearsome dragon has been terrorizing our kingdom, and only you have the skill to defeat it. Hiro nodded solemnly, accepting the king's challenge. With his trusty bow in hand, he set out to confront the dragon. For days and nights, Hiro journeyed through treacherous terrain, facing countless trials and tribulations along the way. At last, he reached the dragon's lair, where the beast lay in wait, its fiery breath casting shadows across the land. With nerves of steel, Hiro notched an arrow and took aim at the dragon's heart. With a mighty twang, he let the arrow fly, striking true and vanquishing the beast in a blaze of glory. The kingdom rejoiced at Hiro's bravery and hailed him as a hero. But despite his victory, Hiro felt a deep sense of emptiness gnawing at his soul. Why do I still feel so empty and alone, despite all that I have accomplished? Hiro wondered aloud. It was then that a wise old monk approached him, his eyes twinkling with understanding. My dear Hiro, the monk said, you have indeed accomplished great feats, but true fulfillment does not come from external victories alone. It comes from within, from the way we choose to respond to life's challenges. With a gentle touch, the monk handed Hero 2 arrows, one tipped with a sharp iron point, and the other with a dull wooden tip. The first arrow represents the pain that is inevitable in life, the monk explained. It is the arrow of hardship, the challenges we face, and the wounds we endure. But it is the second arrow, the arrow of suffering, that we have the power to avoid. Hero nodded in understanding, his heart filled with newfound clarity. By cultivating mindfulness and responding skillfully to life's challenges, the monk continued, we can lessen the impact of the second arrow and find true peace and contentment within ourselves. With a grateful heart, Hero bowed to the wise old monk and set out on a new journey, inward, to discover the true source of happiness and fulfillment. And from that day forth, Hero lived his life with purpose and intention, knowing that true happiness lies not in the absence of pain, but in the way we choose to respond to it. And whenever he faced challenges along the way, he remembered the tale of the 2 arrows and drew strength from its timeless wisdom.